God, if I look back, if I really look back through every season, through every valley, through every moment I thought I wouldn't make it, you were there. Not always loud, not always how I expected, but always faithful. And I'm still here because you never failed me. There were days I felt abandoned, like my prayers hit empty skies, like I was walking through a desert with no answers, no reply. I remember feeling broken, like my strength had disappeared, like the weight upon my shoulders was too much for me to bear. But somehow I kept breathing, somehow I kept moving on, and I didn't even realize you were holding me all along. Now I see it clearer, looking back through tears. You were working in the silence, you were fighting through my fears. You never failed me, not one time, not one moment, not one night. Even when I couldn't feel you, you were right there by my side. You never failed me, not one time, through the dark and through the fight. And the reason I'm still standing is because you held my life. I remember nights of crying, when my faith felt paper thin, when the storm was all around me and the doubt was closing in. I remember asking questions, God, where are you right now? But the silence wasn't empty, you were there. I just couldn't see how. And even when I felt forgotten, even when I felt alone, you were writing something greater than I ever could have known. Every tear had purpose, every step was planned. Even when I lost my footing, you were holding my hand. You never failed me, not one time, not one moment, not one night. Even when I couldn't feel you, you were right there by my side. You never failed me, not one time, through the dark and through the fight. And the reason I'm still standing is because you held my life. If I count the ways you kept me, if I trace your hand through time, every place I thought I'd lose it, you stepped in right on time. Every door that didn't open, every road that fell apart, wasn't you denying me? You were guarding my heart. You were there, you were there, you were there, even when I couldn't see. You were good, you were good, even when it hurt me. You stayed close, you stayed close. Never once did you leave. So now I stand here different, not because the storm was small, but because I saw your faithfulness standing through it all. And I don't need perfect answers, I don't need to understand. All I know is you are faithful, and you'll do it Still I stand.
Still I stand.
By your grace.
By your grace.
Even when I doubted you, you didn't leave me. Even when I questioned you, you stayed.
Even when I walked away,
in my thoughts you stayed.
even when I couldn't pray right,
you still listened. That's the kind of God you are.
faithful.
And not one time,
Not one time.
you never failed me, Lord.
Not one time.
Not one time,
Not one time.
you always made a way. I'm still here, I'm still standing because of you, Lord.
You never failed me, not one time.
Now I see it all so clear. Every step that felt uncertain, you were guiding me right here. You never failed me, not one time. So I lift my hands and say that the God who brought me through it will still make another way. God, you didn't fail me,
Not once.
not even close. And if you carried me then, you'll carry me now. And if you kept me before, you'll keep me again. So whatever comes next, I trust you.